Where have you got? So what are you going to do now? You say, Chris, 82.
Yeah, 1982. Yeah.
That's it. That's what I've got. That's what I am.
Well, that's the introduction done.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Hope you all
Right.
got that.
Yeah. Yes. Don announced that one. Right.
Yeah.
1982. You started off the year with a mystery single that Polydor put out.
Yeah. I mean,
A 12-inch one.
yeah.
Visual aids. That's it.
Oh, was that the one?
Yeah.
I do remember that now.
Yeah. Come on, feel the noise. Because I love you.
Yeah.
Take me back home and goodbye to Jane.
Yeah, because I remember that thing that H's got on. That thing there.
Yeah.
I remember Steve Marriott called him a metal nun.
Yeah. Excellent.
Did you get that, Chris?
Yeah. And was it Jim's velvet red suit? Nodding, what is it? Nodding tartan. And you've got that nice jacket with the embroidery on the shoulder.
That's it. Like a Cisco Kid jacket.
That's it, yeah. Flipping heck.
Yeah,
that'll get somebody's memory going.
I had the suit, Chris, in red actually.
Really? Brilliant.
You know, because I got the jacket first, and then I went down again. I thought it was really good, and I saw the red one, but it was actually a suit.
Yeah.
You know, so it really looked like Cisco Kid.
Could you still fit it? Do you think it could still fit in it?
I doubt it. I don't know where it is. I very much doubt it. Yeah.
Only asking.
But that was that. Where you got it? There's like the 27th of that OTT. You know the
television program.
It's you used to do Tiz was over the top. What was his name? Chris was. He used to be on. He used to be on Tiz was.
Yeah, and Lenny Henry and all of them. You weren't. You were actually.
That's right. It was all that. Yeah, I don't know what happened there, Chris. You know, sort of. I really don't know what happened. You come to this. Apparently, Jim had appendicitis.
I don't know.
I've got no idea. I've got no idea.
You were definitely, but it was announced in the papers that you were doing it, so you were definitely there. But
I vaguely remember that as well, but I can't for the life of me. I can't remember why we didn't. You know,
we all had to stay up late, and you weren't there.
It's according to this, it said Jim had appendicitis. That seems like a bit of a weak excuse to me, but I don't know. You know, I won't confirm. I really don't know.
Okay,
you know.
Right.
And I noticed on all those gigs from March, 19th of March.
Yeah,
we're still doing quite all the big theatres, weren't we?
It's a good little tour, isn't it? Well, yeah.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what, though, I noticed for some reason no London gig.
You did no, you didn't.
No, I was looking
Oxford, Portsmouth, Brighton. There was no Midland. Well, Derby and Stoke-on-Trent.
And no London gig.
No, but there was no Wolverhampton, no Birmingham.
No, it's just weird. I mean, I was looking through it. I thought that's I mean, all great gigs.
Yeah.
Well, I forgot about the Wolverhampton one, but I thought no London gig. That's weird.
Yeah.
You know. Anyway, and then after the 20. I really wouldn't. I don't know why. You know.
It's a funny thing, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, they're all big gigs, all the other ones. Yeah, the usual theatre gigs as you would do on the British tour.
Yeah, no, it's a good little tour, all on the strength of Reading and Donington, isn't it? I mean, 2 years before.
So. I think that's what it was really.
Yeah.
You know, so but it just I'm just totally lost as to why we didn't do a London gig.
Management.
Yeah, I'm saying nothing. But there's that Coos Rock, Finland. I basically seem to remember that one. I think it was a really good gig. That. Yeah.
Before the UK tour, though, you'd released Ruby Red.
Yeah.
As a single.
That's it. That's the same photograph as the Reading EP, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, that's Donington. That is.
Oh, that's the one where we're throwing the bog rolls.
Yes, yeah. But you had,
Same,
we also had, the people who bought these things had the advantage that that was a normal one, and they also brought out the double one with.
Oh, so there was two. There's two versions.
Two
Or two.
versions, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, yeah. 2 hours. That's the single one, and the double one had got 2 records in them. Rock and Roll Peach, get your teeth in. Rock and Roll Preacher and Take Me Back Home, both live versions.
No, that's right. Because Rock and Roll Preacher, that'll be the opening, the opener. Rock and Roll Preacher, the opening song, and then you can take me back home.
Yeah, it was good, well made. The sleeves within sleeves, if you like your records. Got to number 51.
What label? What label?
That was an RCA, I think. Top of the
RCA, that's what I think.
Yeah, I'll say RCA. Yeah, RCA.
Yeah, so, that's what I think we just going to. Yeah, I mean, there's some strange ones here because I mean, it says apart from there's like no European tour, and that baffles me as well as to why not.
Who would you say, who was managing you at the time? Chaz had gone.
Yeah, we're looking after ourselves. Basically.
I was going to say, was Nod sort of doing the phone calls?
He was sort of doing the, making some decisions and Colin Doom and so it still just seems weird if we didn't do a European tour because we always used to do one. Yeah.
But the thing is, never mind European tours, you were, if you pardon my French, messing about with Frankie Howard.
Oh yeah, I tell you what, that was funny. That was, I mean, sort of, there was like the girl who used to work at Keith Altham's office, Erica, and she was a photographer, so she came along and did the photographs there. Yeah. And I think it was the same one. That was that the one.
It's one. There was Frank Howard there. There's a good photograph of you.
As well.
Yeah. Derek Nimmo, Sterling Moss, David Bellamy, Frank Boff, who died a couple of days ago. Frank Boff.
Yeah. Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Wow.
Exactly. He was because he had the scandal. He sort of disappeared from the public eye.
So about that. But it's funny, I remember when Erica went and asked Frankie out if we could do a photograph, and we said, yeah. So I grabbed his hand to shake his hand. He said, Frankie, what are you trying to do? Mug me? I was shaking his hand. And I shook it a bit too hard. What are you trying to do? Mug me?
Did you take your head off did you take your eyes off his hair?
No, you can't. Again, it's like one of those things. I mean, I was to say, I think, I don't know where it was. You sometimes go, it must be the worst advert ever for like sort of that kind of, for wigs or whatever you want to call it. No, terrible. I know. Where are we now? And there was sort of lots of time between tours and recording. I mean, I think that was around the time I was recording with Steve McNerney.
I don't honestly know. Do you think so? Is that the stuff in the studio?
It's EMI at Manchester Square where the Beatles did their first album.
Yeah.
You know, because a guy from EMI wanted me to do some sessions for him. You know, for some people for EMI.
You spoke about that on the last one, I think, in '81.
That must have been. They might. I know we did some stuff with Steve, and it's quite good actually recording there because we had like Mr. Steve, myself, and we had a session bass player because we hadn't got anybody else to fill for the spot then, you know, sort of thing.
What sort of stuff was it?
It was sort of like Beatley type stuff in a way, really. I'm sure I've got the cassette somewhere, you know, because I was had to have a look around because
You've just said a 1,000 hearts beating then, saying you've got the cassette somewhere.
Yeah. I mean, it was all, there was Steve's songs, Steve McNerney's songs.
Yeah.
They were his songs, but be interesting. I mean, he never got a deal, you know. No. But I
find him out.
But I think he had. He wasn't. His management wasn't up to scratch, if you know what I mean. So I don't know how EMI were approached, you know, sort of thing. But they were really good to him, especially the guy who was like doing the engineering, producing, because he wanted me to. He said, would you like to do some studio sessions for me? So I've got lots of people signed up that could be you know, for possible contracts, you know, with EMI. It's not, I'd like you to play drums on the for the sessions, but nothing ever came because we were touring then, or we were doing something. So I couldn't. You couldn't nail me down. So it would have been interesting. That would.
You know, you just said you might have the cassette somewhere.
Yeah.
Are there any other might have cassettes anywhere else? Have you got anything else for any other session? Any sort of projects you've got?
Not that I can remember. You know, I don't think I did any more really than that. The only ones I did was just that percussion work on that Sue Wilkinson.
Sue Wilkinson.
Yeah, the chas signed, you know.
Yeah. There were a couple of things that Jim Lee did this year. Greenfields of Tongs, some of his, you know, the dummies type things with Frank.
Oh, okay.
Did you ever get involved with those this year? Did you get involved with those at all?
What, this year, you mean?
In '82, yeah. There were
sorry, yeah. There was something. I think I played tambourine on something, but you might.
That was the first one.
That was the Slade song
last year. Yeah, didn't you used to be you that
before, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I did nothing on this time around, Chris.
He was releasing stuff under different names in '82 on Speed.
Right.
Yeah.
That's it.
No, just.
No, I didn't. Not this year. I didn't. Chris.
You got another tour. No, we've got another single, haven't you? The Cellar V.
And Cellar V, but yeah, I mean, same photo, but I don't know. We got to number 50, and you know, sort of. I don't remember releasing that. To tell the truth.
You don't remember at all?
I remember recording it and everything, but
but not the release.
I don't remember being a release, Chris.
Yeah, there it is. Got to number 50.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Another live version of Merry Christmas on the back. Yeah. I think '82 seems to have been a bit of a dry year for.
I think we were like Jim. I think we were like sort of like tugging a bit, you know, trying to find things to release. You know, I think it was just a matter of releasing something. But nothing, as far as I'm concerned, nothing that there was of any want really. You know,
well,
wasn't. You know.
The logic is that 18 months earlier, you didn't really exist, did you? Until Reading came along.
No,
you weren't doing anything. So there's no reason why there should be this vast,
exactly,
you know, thing to go back on.
There should be unreleased material anywhere because we weren't doing anything.
No.
You know,
no, it'd be nice to think it that, you know, you've got the legendary shed somewhere with all the bits in.
Yeah, that's a bit of a mystery. That's a bit of a mystery to me. That one is, Chris.
What, a mystery in which way? That you don't remember it being released?
I don't know what could be in there, in this shed, in this sort of supposed shed. You know, I can't think what could be in there unless it's all the very early stuff. You know, like all the master stuff from Olympic Studios and things like that, you know, all the early stuff, all the hit stuff, you know.
It's just one of these sort of dream things, and it's like.
I mean, it's like because like Nod and Jim and all that stuff. So I mean, so wherever all that stuff, well, it must be somewhere because they used it for the for this new you know, the Come On Feel the Hits album.
Yeah, which is done pretty well for you.
Yeah.
But I
never thought it would. You know, I was surprised when I saw it number 6 or number 8. Was it? You know.
I think it was 8. Yeah. You got a chart store. That's something to brag about, isn't it? Down the gym. Yeah. Back in the charts.
I know, amazing. Bloody hell, incredible.
Right. Somebody asked a question about Cellar V.
Yeah, I'm just reading. I was reading that earlier on, and I wait a minute. It's a Birmingham gig.
So someone at the Birmingham gig I went to said before when the start of Cellar V was recorded and it was stretched out. I don't know what that means.
Well, it might be.
Oh, it means when you play it on stage. You missed out the beginning bit with you.
Yeah, I can't remember now. I really can't remember. I don't even remember playing it on stage, to tell the truth, Chris.
No.
I mean, I like the way it sounded really bad.
Well,
Yeah.
Slade
I mean, I
fans,
don't know. I
honest
don't
as the day is
remember.
long. Oh, that was good.
Yeah.
But then you've got.
But according to this, I mean, sort of like it had quite a bit of radio play as well.
Yeah. Well, I can remember hearing it.
Yeah.
It was just a normal thing, and it was just a normal. Oh, it's not got in the charts. But you
Yeah.
heard it plenty of times.
Yeah. But I don't
I
know.
got it. I say. I think
What label? What label was that on? Because you know
RCA again, I think.
that was RCA. So it's just like strange that
Yeah,
we never
RCA.
never did a video of it. But I mean, but then again, you know, sort of thing. Videos ain't cheap, you know, to do that thing.
No, the video camera's not like you could do it on your phone nowadays, couldn't you?
I know that exactly. It's like photographs and everything now.
Yeah.
But I
Black
think
magic.
that's what I think. As far as making a video was concerned, RCA wouldn't lay the money out if it wasn't, you know, nothing was happening, sort of thing.
You reckon if it got in the charts, they might have rushed released something?
They would have done then. They would have done then, I think. But yeah, I remember on the next one where we did Newcastle, you know, did Slade on stage, recorded at Newcastle. Yeah, that was a good gig. That's the one.
This is Slade on stage, right?
Yeah.
I don't want to go big. Slade live, as far as I'm concerned, nobody could touch him. Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
Photographs on stage didn't do you justice. So what do you put on this one? You lot under a bridge and under a motorway.
Of the M6. I know.
Yeah.
But it's weird, isn't it? You know.
Why?
Pass.
If you'd have put Slade on the road or something like that, makes sense.
Yeah.
Somebody got paid for that. He mentions who got paid for it on the back, and I'm not saying who.
Yeah. I don't know, mate. I really don't know. It's just weird. I think that was from another photograph session, and we probably obviously shorter photographs, so we wouldn't do another session, or they wouldn't pay for another session, so we just used the stuff they'd already got, you know. And
stick you under a motorway.
That's it. That ain't going to cost anything. but I do remember the session at Newcastle, though. That was good. That was pretty good. That. But I still like the next question. I think I still personally prefer Slade Alive, the first one.
Yeah.
You know, I mean that.
I can't argue with.
There we go with the girl.
I think
that one. That's the one everybody talks about.
Yeah,
you know.
I think you might have the thing with the different things. Depends where people picked up on you.
Yeah.
Post-Reading people might not like Slade Alive because it's a totally different sound. But no, Slade Alive just kills everything.
Yeah,
and
I mean it's just. But the thing was, it was great then because we were just starting to crack it, and everything was exciting. It was there's a lot going on, you know. Because I think I told you on previous things, Chris. Slade Alive was done over 3 nights at Command Studios. Slade Alive is the second night because what we're going to do is take bits out of each night, you know, put it together. But it is actually the second night, Slade Alive. You know, but I prefer that one as opposed to Slade, you know, Volume 2 and Slade on Stage, I suppose. But there was somewhat very exciting about Slade Alive, you know, sort of thing.
Well,
you know.
It was because I've been watching you. I've been watching you sort of live. I've been going down to Aldridge and Bloxwich to come and see you. So to listen to Slade Alive was for me to listen to something that I knew.
Yeah.
I started to learn the songs because the first time I saw you, I hadn't got a clue. There was a bloke with a violin, all these skinheads, and a bloke with a violin, and me and my mates at the back of the community centre in Aldridge.
I know.
And people say, "Oh, what did they play?" I don't know. My main thing was keeping safe and getting back home for school the next morning.
That's it.
But Slade Alive, you know, when Slade Alive came out, that was fantastic because it was what I knew, and it's always stuck with me.
Well, it was obviously our stage at the time, but it was very representative of us at that particular time. And I'll tell you what, Chris, no matter where you go, people still mention that CD, especially in Australia, because when we got there, I know I told the story before, when we got there, got off the plane, there's all these TV cameras there, and we were looking around, who's on the plane, you know, and they were all for us. Slade Alive had outsold Sergeant Pepper, and we had an award for a triple goals in Australia, and apparently it went triple gold again. But when I toured with Angie and Susie, you know, a couple of years ago, that's all everybody still talked about. And I remember when we were on stage a few nights, and then some of the crowd were shouting Slade songs out, and, and Susie turned around to me and said, "Have you got your fan club here?" But everybody still talks about that.
Was it 12 months? It was in the chart or something, wasn't
it? Yeah, probably. It might be longer. It was just unbelievable. It kept on going back to #1. You know, so some had come out, and then he kept. But Slade Live was always in the top 5 or top 3, and it just kept on going back to #1. Just unbelievable.
Make it up. Not for an album. Not for an album. Somebody, I think Nod said one of his quotes about this thing about because the recording is only 41 minutes long. Slade on stage. And somebody was standing by a microphone shouting. Have you heard that story?
What's that?
The story about why the album, the Slade on stage album.
Shouting what's it? Shouting "Be Out."
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
I think that's a Nod story. I think.
I don't remember that. I mean, I don't remember. Anyway, and then we got the dreaded Okie Kokie. Yeah,
I remember. There we go. Just on speed. Literally. There you go. Yes, something's on speed.
But I tell you, that was really
and the picture disc as well. Full
from Reading. Oh, from Reading. But I tell you what is, I remember Alan James, who's our song plugger at the time. He handled everybody then, and he handled all our stuff. And he went to the he always got the BBC maybe once a week when new releases came out. And I remember that particular time he was telling us, because he was embarrassed by it, you know, and we had to do it, you know, that was his thing. And he said, well, I want to know what love is by Foreigner. Right. He says, and I've got the State of Independence by Donna Summer. And he says, and I've got the Okie Kokie by Slade. I mean, so I remember, I think it was Keith Altham had to do, I was talking about all our singles. I said, I love all the singles we've done. I really get off, still get off on all the singles. And then Keith went quiet. He says, even the Okie Kokie. I said, no, that was below the belt. That was below the belt, Keith.
What's your version of doing it? Why do you think you did it?
Well, we hadn't got anything, Chris. We really hadn't got anything. And I don't know what, because we used to, in the early days, we always used to mess around playing that. And when a storm, all the people, I think Nod used to lead them all around wherever we played. Nod would be in the front, leading everybody to do the Okie Kokie. It was just like a joke thing we used to do in the very early days, and it used to go a stall. It's unbelievable. And then I don't know how it came about. We obviously got anything else, you know, but I think that's where it must have come about.
It's a good party record. You know, if you stick it on and people jump up and down to it still, there's nothing wrong with it.
No.
There might be a bit of credibility.
I don't think it's what people were expecting.
No. I think no, I don't think so.
No. But I mean,
it is Slade though.
Going down to, sorry?
It's Slade, do the unexpected.
But it's like, I mean, looking at this tour as well, we did that the end of that December.
Yeah.
I mean, blooming big gig. We did 2 nights at the Odeon Hammersmith and 2 nights at Birmingham.
In Birmingham. I love.
Yeah. 2 at Hammersmith.
I went to the Birmingham one. And you were in Glasgow as well, in the Winter Gardens, and you did a couple of universities.
that Gold Diggers, I can't remember what that was. I think that was some kind of club.
Yeah.
I don't think it was particularly a big gig, but
No.
yeah, Kiel University was good. I remember that. You know, I like the universities though. Kiel
Smaller
and
things.
Loughborough, I quite like those. Huh?
Just the smaller venues, more lack of chairs
Yeah,
and things like that.
I prefer that. I prefer that when you can actually see the audience.
Yeah,
You know, but
yeah.
yeah, but
But
there's some. Yeah,
the Odeon, I mean, Birmingham Odeon, Birmingham
that was all.
Odeon. At that time, we were living in Warsaw, and it was easier to get to Birmingham than it was to get to
Yeah,
Wolverhampton. When I lived in
really.
Bloxwich, I could get to
Right.
Wolverhampton easier. So, but the Odeon, it was like going to the cinema.
Yeah,
Well,
I
because
think
it
that's
was
what
a
it was.
cinema.
That's what it was, wasn't it? You
Yeah.
know, sort of. Yeah, they used to. That was it. Yeah, but I liked Hammersmith. Hammersmith's a good gig, you
Yeah.
know. But yeah, and Glasgow. I'm assuming we would have played the Apollo, but
Probably.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
It
Sorry.
makes sense,
Yeah,
doesn't it?
Yeah, I think it would have been the Apollo. I think
Yeah.
was it. Yeah, so it was a good tour actually. Good tour.
Good way to end it. Christmas tour for Slade. Can't fault it, can you?
No, no, I was always the thing, you know. It was like the accepted thing that we do a Christmas tour for obvious reasons, you know. And it was they were always great actually. They were always really good.
So that that sort of draws us up to the end of 82. What do you think of the year as a whole? I mean, you've had a live album, you've had 2 or 3 singles, you had a couple of tours, you met Frankie Howard.
Yeah, well, I'm Roy Kinnear, but no, it was a good
Roy
year
Kinnear.
actually. Eh?
You met Roy
Well, if it's the
Kinnear.
same one, because if it's the same one, I got a photograph with both of them, Frankie Howard and Roy Kinnear, you know,
Well, a minute.
at the same gig. And yeah, but yeah, I mean, it actually was a good year because you know, it's like you could feel something about to happen. You
Yeah,
know, because obviously the following year, just before we had My Oh My and Runaway,
yeah,
and but the gigs were going great. I think it was after Reading, everything changed again.
yeah,
Really, everything changed, and it was good. It was very exciting. It was really good, Chris. You know, the band were in great spirits. You know, sort of
yeah.
thing. I
It's what
think
you
that
want,
I
isn't
bet
it?
because of Reading. You know, because it brought us back really,
It
and. It was a good year that was, and coming up to 83 as well. You know, when RCA sort of put their foot down and wanted us to use a producer. You know.
the Reading thing is quite, when you look at it, um, it was just one of those things of fate, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Um, well, like we said
Yeah.
earlier, you broke for all intents and purposes. You'd stop gigging. You weren't doing anything.
No.
Dave had gone off
Yeah,
to do his bits and
we had
pieces.
nothing to lose, Chris. That
No,
was the attitude. We literally. I mean, you always used to sort of rehearsing. We were always like, yeah, oh, I'm fed up with this. I'm bored. We do play a couple of songs, but we just went
yeah,
into the classroom and did you know, just sort of a few hours rehearsing, just
yeah.
get the cobwebs out. We had nothing to lose, Chris. I think
Did
that's what it was.
did the attitude change from the very early days? Let's take it. We'll do a thingy because we've got a few minutes.
Yeah.
66, when you all got together, and then you had the 2 or 3 years of not doing anything really, and then Chaz
Yeah.
came along.
Yeah.
You did the hour, you did beginnings, which didn't do it, but then you
Yeah.
started getting the church, this thing. How were the band? Was there anything noticeable that changed in the dynamics? You know, sort of.
Well, I think that was a great atmosphere for us because we felt when after we came back from the Bahamas and we had
Yeah,
that recording audition at Fontana and
yeah,
Jack Baverstock really believed in us, you know, and then of course we met Chaz, you know, I think
yeah,
blimey, it's starting to happen, you know, sort of thing. It was a great feeling. Around that time, it was a great feeling, really good. We set out, you know, to do what we did. The same around time because from Reading, because we had nothing to lose, Chris.
yeah,
You know, we were basically rock bottom,
yeah,
and we just like I said, we had you know, that afternoon's rehearsal. I mean, sort of, and you know, and that was it. You know, sort of thing. When Knock called me, I mean, me and Knock were killing ourselves laughing, but we've been offered it, you know, because Ozzy had dropped out.
Yeah.
And we were just, me and Knock was just laughing. He said, you know, killing ourselves laughing.
You couldn't make it up, could you?
No, no, and it was the same when you think as well with the Donington Festival as well, you know, sort of thing. The same thing happened again. But I mean, when you see, you know, you see some of these gigs. I mean, just amazing, really. Sort of the big gigs.
It deserves making into a film, mate. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Who would you have playing you?
That'd be good.
Who would you have playing you?
We would. Yeah. Well, I always said we could make Slade in Flame on the Moon, but yeah. But now, I mean, it was a great year because we all felt it was like those lean years sort of thing has sort of paid off, if you like, because we never stopped gigging, and like it was like the same as starting again, really. And we had the same again. We had nothing to lose. We just went on and did it. You know, it was great, and the atmosphere was great in the band.
But the starting again, you've got all that experience, haven't you? You've got, you know, was it 14 years of just pure
I mean,
grinding
you know,
it out?
It was sort of like it wasn't hard work at all, Chris. I mean, as I said, the atmosphere was great in the band. We were just having a great time.
Yeah.
It really was.
Here's a question because of drummers and because of Charlie Watts.
Yeah.
You know the Charlie Watts story when he says about the Rolling Stones. Jagger was his singer and it was his band.
Yeah.
Did you? Was that your attitude?
I don't know. I mean, I used to laugh. I mean, sort of. Yeah, I used to call H my lead guitarist. I used to call those my lead guitarist, or that's my singer sort of thing. Whatever.
Yes.
I used to joke about things like that.
Excellent.
And, yeah, but I mean, so it was a great atmosphere in the band, Chris. Really good atmosphere, and it was good. You know, sort of we had a great time actually touring, sort of traveling. We were just all in one car, you know, sort of thing, and it was great. Really good. We had either Hayden Donovan driving us or his brother Dave. You know, Dave Donovan driving us.
Dave,
yeah, but,
that's right.
yeah, I mean, like I said, I think because of like Donington and all that kind of thing, we had a really sort of another bite at the apple, if you like, and we were really enjoying it. It was great.
Brilliant. Well, on that note, I think we'll stop that. So I'll stop recording. Okay. I'll say thank you, and I'll talk to you after the recording bit. So cheers, Don. Much apprecited.
Nice one, Chris. Nice one, mate.
Cheers.